Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you're doing really well. My name is HUMNA and I share content connected to art, healing and spirituality. On this channel, I generally always try to share things that I am intuitively guided. So it's never about growing an audience, but it is about bringing to clarity what is it and why is it that I'm sharing. And it's never because I want people to listen to me. It's more because I want to do it as an act of service to my Allah. And my intention is very clear. Like when I create art, for me art is, it's kind of like a sanctuary, a portal that takes me in my own being, in my own self, and it helps me to communicate with my internal world a bit better and sort of makes me understand what's going on inside me. And every pattern, every line that comes through my hands could not have been the way it is if it wasn't the will of Allah. And what that teaches me is one of the most beautiful and profound lessons in life is to let go of control, let go of that what you thought or need or want to create, but create that what wants to get created through you. So you kind of become like a vessel, a channel to the creator as to whatever it is that he chooses to create from your being. So you are, for example, if you are the pen and he's the one holding the pen and he's the one who chooses the ink, then he's the one who chooses what to write with that pen, right? And just the fact that he's holding me, it gives me such a deep realization that I'm not alone. I'm not just left to do whatever it is that I want to do, but he's constantly like holding me, guiding me, healing me and reminding me that don't ever forget that you are in my hands, you are in my supervision. I'm always and always watching you. And connected to that, in Surah Baqarah in ayat 43 he says, perform prayer, pay zakat and bow down to those who bow in prayer. And I sat with this ayat last Friday, I think it was Thursday, and a lot came through, and I just wanted to share my notes with you all, reflecting what it is that Allah is saying through this ayat to us. For this ayat is not just something, that tells us what to do, but it also tells us exactly how what we do will make Allah happy. So don't just pray, don't just pay zakat, go deeper into what are these actions and why does Allah want you to bow down to those like who bow in prayer. Why does he want you to be surrounded by the kind of people who will bring you closer to him? It's because he never really wants you to forget him. So he'll always send you people around you, 1, 2, 3, whatever number he chooses, to kind of remind you of love, of joy, of compassion, of forgiveness. And these attributes in people are not just these attributes that you see. These are attributes of the divine creator himself. And when you experience them through a person, it is him showing you to become like that. So if you meet somebody who's really forgiving, then it is kind of reminding you to forgive yourself. If you meet somebody who's really patient, they will teach you how to become more patient. If there's somebody who's really authentic and speaks their truth, then that will inspire you to speak your truth and be clear about what you are saying. And that's why he wants us to be surrounded by people who also do prayer in the way that he wants us to do prayer. And I sit with this, understanding of prayer, and he says the words that, in the English translation, of course my Arabic is not that great, but in the English translation, the two words that really, really held my attention was perform prayer. What is it that Allah is asking us to do is perform prayer. How do you perform a prayer that he is going to be happy with, right? And so to understand, I needed to really get into the understanding of what the word performance means. And when I sat with that, it is an act when you are on the stage being watched. You see, a performance is something that we do when we are on a stage, so kind of like act. In this way, in this scenario, Allah is saying that not the acting part, but he's saying that when you are up on the stage and you come and stand in front of me in prayer, You are being fully watched, and I'm not giving you like 2% attention, I'm not giving you 1% attention, I'm giving you all of my attention, like every single seat, every single wall, every single curtain, every single thread of every single curtain, every single light, every single thing in the audience that is around you as you stand for your namaz, for your prayer, for the remembrance of your creator. He is actually observing you, he's watching you, he's hearing you, he's seeing, like he is there with you. And that is the whole purpose of doing the prayer, is every time you choose to pray or connect to Allah in whatever form and way, it could be just through sitting and meditating, it could just be through drinking a cup of tea, it could just be spending time in nature, it could be on your, prayer mat, wherever it is that you choose to connect and remember him. Don't just remember him for the sake of a ritual that you do, right? Oh, I'm just gonna go and do my prayer. No. Do it with the intention that as you enter this space of praying, you are actually going to be the performer, and God, Allah, is the one who's going to watch you perform. So how well are you going to perform for this creator who's got all his eyes on you, who's giving you the 100% attention that there ever is? Like, don't just pray for the sake of praying. Pray for the sake of your creator, knowing with certainty that he's not just with you, he's actually watching you, hearing you, he's listening and feeling you, like as you move, as you recite the surahs, as you move your body, everything is like being seen and felt and known by your creator. So if you are constantly, like if you are on the stage and you're performing a prayer, then Allah wants you to perform it in a way that you understand that he is right bang in front of you. Do it with consciousness that you are being watched. How are you going to perform when you know that you have all of this audience, like everything around you is watching you? Would you not become really, really careful? Would you not slow down? Because you wouldn't want the time to end, right? You would want to be standing in prayer forever, to be in his presence, right? I wrote something which was really nice, but anyway, I'm just going to read quickly through the notes, but of course this whole session is available for you on my Patreon. The link is down below. Every session that I run on Friday is up there on my Patreon, where you can access all of them, and it's the world full of treasure which brings you closer to your creator, raises you in your vibration, deepens your connection with the understanding of your own personal journey, and really awakens you to the names of Allah and the ayat of Qur'an. And through these sessions, my life has completely changed, and I know that whoever attends these sessions, their lives, like all the knots in their body get untied. Because you see, when we connect to Allah, connect to creativity inspired by his names and his word, we are not just creating beauty, we're not just creating art, we're not just channeling into our own creativity, we are actually becoming vessels that he uses to create from within us. Like we become his pen, his slaves and his servants, subhanallah. And what an honor it is to be able to become so present, to let things just flow through you, like flow, his light just flows through you as you create. So if that's something that you'd like to experience through my sessions, they're all available for whoever wants to join. And if you feel like you want to join the live sessions which I run on Friday through Zoom, these are women only. Of course the men can access the Patreon sessions, but I like to keep the energy of my sessions really feminine, really focused on birthing and intuition and that sort of stuff. Not to say that men don't need that, but I do like women's circles, and so that's why I do the Friday sessions like that. But if there's a guy, or if you're a man, you'd like to listen to them and raise your awareness and connect with Allah through your creativity, then all the sessions are on Patreon. But if you just type art as Ibadat to join my Friday free sessions, 11 a.m. UK time. But anyway, coming back to when we think of the performance, when you are being watched by him as you pray, how does your prayer need to be? And that's the question I asked myself. And it says, my heart said, it needs to show you certainty in him. It needs to show your faith in him. It needs to show you trust him. What that means is that I need to have certainty that he is watching me and hearing me. I need to have faith that whatever it is that I do, in whatever capacity that I can do, he is going to accept it. He is going to love me. He is going to always and always be with me. And I have to have the trust in him as I pray that he alone is the one who I am in front of, who I belong to, and to who I will return. And I have to have full trust that he will provide me with everything and anything that I need, even without me asking for it, right? So the prayer is not just saying, I'm here to tick mark a box of saying, yes, I've done my Zohar, I've done my meditation, I've done this. Prayer is not, is an act that Allah wants us to be fully present in his presence. And there's something I wrote here which I thought was very profound. Perform prayer means Allah is saying, be in my presence. So when you are in Allah's presence, how do you feel? Don't you feel like you just bow down, you just kind of let go of all your worries? And it also means that when he's saying, be in my presence, know that I'm watching you, I am hearing you, I'm the only one around you, for there's nobody else that will do the prayer with you, right? I am the only one close to you. That's what Allah wants you to know. Now, when you recognize these things, that you are alone with Allah, you are, he is the closest to you, right? Means that there's nobody around you. What does this mean? He's saying, come to me empty. Leave behind all your worries, all your thoughts, all your egoic needs and desires, and stand in front of me knowing that I am the only one in front of you. So come to me empty. Why? Why does he want us to be completely empty? Because he wants us to recharge and fill our vessels up with the most beautiful ink of love. And so every time you stand in front of Allah, you connect to Allah in the remembrance of his glory, of him, he himself, that you alone are with him and he is the closest to you, with full certainty, with faith in him and trust in him, and you are completely empty. You are no one and nothing but the pen that has come and stood in front of it with no ink in it. You see, if you had ink in you, then what are you going to get filled up with? Right? You've already got stuff in you. So Allah wants you to release and remove all the ink from you, and then come in front of him, stand in front of him, so he can fully purify you, through the act of remembrance, as you do the surahs, as you do the zikr, as you connect to the names, whatever your form of ibadat is. When you do that, then automatically you're purifying yourself, you're healing yourself through his remembrance. And as you remember him, he is going to fill you up with more light, with more faith, with more trust in himself. So come to him as you stand in prayer, empty, completely away from distraction and attachments, and understand that you are alone with him and you are so close to him. And as you do that, he is the one who's going to fill you up with more light, with more ink of love in you. Now then, after that, in the ayat, he says, pay zakat. Like first he says, perform prayer, so he can fill you up with his remembrance, and you gain the clarity that the prayer fills you up with his remembrance. That's something that gets ingrained in your heart and your body and your mind, that is what Allah wants you. You come empty, understand you're alone, have certainty in him, trust and faith that he's the only one who's going to provide you, protect you, be there with you, he's watching you, he's listening to you. All of this, when you've kind of done the performance, knowing that this is who you are performing to, he is the audience that you are being watched by, you understand that he fills you up with love, the ink of love, right? And then what happens? And then he says, pay zakat. What is pay zakat mean? He wants you to spread that filling, that remembrance that he's poured into your heart, into other people. Pay it forward, meaning give it forward. Give it to those who have forgotten and disconnected or gone too far away from Allah, and they are in need of a reminder of Allah. And so be and become a kind of person that through you they are able to remember that there is Allah, there is goodness, there is love, there is light, there is something beyond our being that is holding us. So pay zakat, meaning remind them of of the creator through the actions that you do and the person that you become, because you are being filled by light, you are being filled, the ink in you is what? The ink of love that he has poured in you as you came and stood in front of him and did your prayer, right? And then what does he say? When you've done that, when you've understood, I filled you up, then go and spread this ink with all others to remind them of Allah. So you in remembrance actually become an ayat itself of reminding others to do the same. And it is so powerful. I always personally thought zakat was something that you give, out of money, or, it's always like that money exchange that has to happen. If I give money to somebody, that will automatically, raise my level in my jannat and all. But this is what he's saying. He's saying, come to me so I can fill you up with my love, and as you do that in my remembrance, you yourself will carry the ink of my love in you, so that you are able to give it to those who are in need. Now, how do you do that? How do you give that beautiful ink of love? Is by becoming and owning and trusting those attributes that he awakens in you through his remembrance, right? So when you are praying, you feel calmer. So then you try to cultivate that attribute inside you of Ya Salam and say, I am calm when I am in the presence of my Allah, and automatically that takes you, so 5 times a day or however many times that you connect to Allah, you say Ya Salam, Ya Salam. Ya Salam is not him, it is he in you that you have as Ya Salam. So you activate the calmness in you, the softness in you, the gentleness in you, like a feather, like a cloud, like really soft grass, like that kind of feeling. And you activate that Ya Salam in you through the remembrance of the name, of the ayat of your prayer, and he fills you up even more and more and more with Ya Salam. He activates that name, and as he activates that name, people around you who will sit with you will feel that calmness in you. When they will feel that calmness in you, they'll be like, oh my God, the one who created you has given you so much calmness. It's because they themselves are in need of that calmness. So you become the jug, the bottle that pours into them his remembrance. So you're not pouring into them calmness, you're not pouring into them Ya Salam. He is pouring Ya Salam into them through your vessel, through your pen. He is making them aware of himself by using you as a tool to bring in more light into their hearts, so they too can remember him. I really, really hope this makes sense to you. And if it does, leave me a comment, let me know if it does, because that's the whole beauty of energy exchange, that when you share something and then it comes back, reciprocation is one of the most important things in life, right? So when I'm sharing this video and I'm putting it out there, when what you return to me is equally important. It's like saying, I accept, I acknowledge, I'm on the journey, I'm with you. As I stand in my prayers, I believe that only and only Allah's with me. He's the closest to me. And so what you do is you activate that, you amplify it, and that is the next part of the ayat, that when he fills me up through my prayer and remembrance of him with the ink of love, I pass it on to you through these videos and whatever. And as you reply to me, you become my companion that I bow to my Creator with. You're not just somebody who's listening to this video. You become the ayat itself that manifests through this journey of prayer, of being filled by his love, by giving out, like as I'm giving out whatever it is that I feel that Allah's filled me, I am giving it out to you, because we are all in need of reminders of him through different places. And so this becomes a reminder to you. So the zakat, the one who needs, I give that what I am filled in with. And then he says bow down. So bow down means his presence is amplified as I, being a vessel, give all that I know within me to you, his ink of love. You and then so I receive the ink of love, then I give it out as the ink of love. You're acknowledging and owning and coming closer to me through the ink of love automatically amplifies who? Not me, not you, but him. That what he fills in me comes down to you, and you coming back to me fill me up. And what happens is that beautiful exchange of the ink of love. You bring your ink of love, I bring my ink of love, and together, whose ink is it? Whose tool is it? Whose pen is it? His. And so we amplify what? His love, his ink, his pen, his creation, his everything, him, right? And that's just like, being able to see Ya Wasi in every single stroke, in every single tool, in every single human being, in every single voice, in every single leaf, in every single petal, in every single bee. We see a face of Allah in everything. You start experiencing Allah not just through words of Qur'an, but actually through your own actions, through your own being, through your own, becoming, and your own being. You literally start accepting the whole of you as who you are, without judgments, without anything. And the moment you accept yourself without judgments and any kind of thing, you literally, you cannot not, you don't judge others, because you've come to a place to understand that, first of all, A, you're not meant to judge. B, you understand that everybody else is a light of Allah in its own self, playing a role that Allah's chosen for them to play. So you become very accepting and forgiving. And third thing, what do? You come closer, not as somebody is studying with me or this, that, and you come closer because you love that person for the love that Allah has placed in your heart, and you amplify that love. That's what we're here to do. We're here to amplify his love, him, through our vessels. Like every single pen, like every single being, every single vessel, the clay container is created so that through us he flows into each other's being. And that's just such a beautiful concept. I really hope that it reaches you and reminds you of your Allah. And through this journey that I just shared, like all of these are actually leading to creating an artwork, and that's on my Patreon, and it will be under Surah Baqarah's section of ayat, sorry, I keep forgetting, 43. And what's really beautiful is 43 is 4 plus 3 is 4, 5, 6, 7. It's light, like the 7 colors, all shades of the rainbow are in light, and so it's really, really lovely to sort of bring that element of numerology into that. And just in the end, I want to quickly read something. It says here that I've written, the more people, so the more I remember, the more I'm able to remind others of Allah. And when I am with people, it expands and amplifies, right? The more the people returning to Allah with a peaceful heart, the more Allah will be Rahman and Rahim. The more light, the more peace, the more hearts returning home to Him to enter heaven. The more people in heaven, the more in company of their Allah. The more people in the company of Allah, the more to celebrate Him as the one who loves them the most, above 70 mothers. The more the souls will feel Him, the more He is cherished. The more He is cherished, the more He is worshipped and remembered. Isn't that the whole purpose of our creation? I hope this message reached you, and if it did, let me know. Send me a message, connect with me. To join, just write Art as Ibadat either here on social media and message me, and I'll share the link with you. I'm sending you lots of love, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and never ever forget, Allah Mia loves you just the way you are. And thank you so much for being on this journey with me and allowing me to be holding your hand as we walk closer to our Akhirat. And I pray that you are guided, you are held, and you are always reminded that Allah loves you. No matter what your choices in the past have been, you are watched, you are heard, you are valued, and you are known by the one that loves you way more than anybody on the planet ever could. And trust me when I say this, you are not alone, because He is close to you, closer to you than your jugular vein. Take care and have a magical day, and may Allah's light always surround you and keep you safe, holding you with all the love that you ever need in your life. Lots of love, light and peace, everyone. Take care, and I'll speak to you inshallah again in my next video. Allah Hafiz for today.